What's going on, Orlando Magic fans? Let's go. Let's go. Magic win 125-121 over the Miami Heat to start the season. Let's go. What a game. Maybe not a game that went the way we expected, but I think we expected a win. And so a win is a win. And especially this early in the season, especially when this team is figuring things out still, you'll take a win any way you can. Welcome to the Sixth Man Show Postgame Live presented by Thrivent. We're going to talk about Thrivent in just a second. But again, Magic win 125-121. If this is your first time joining us, my name is Kevin. This is the Sixth Man Show Postgame Live. It is our live postgame show after each and every Orlando Magic game right here on YouTube and simulcast over on X. What is this show? The show is you. It is all about you getting involved in the chat, sharing your thoughts, sharing your feelings, sharing your opinions about what we just watched. And another thing I got to point out, we rolled out memberships last week. So if you want to get the perks of some new emojis and get the star next to your name, I see some people in the chat already spamming some of our emojis. I fixed a couple emojis. I know we had some issues when we rolled it out last week, but now we got a cool play the song emoji, which says PTS. And it's hard to tell because it's so small. But in the background, there's these little music notes that actually go, like if you were to play the music notes, it is the song, which is pretty cool, I think. But I'm a music nerd, so anyway. But this show is brought to you by Thrivent. Let me tell you about Thrivent, specifically Marc.Abraham. Marc.Abraham is a financial advisor with Thrivent, and he's a diehard Orlando Magic fan. He's a season ticket holder in Section 118, and in fact, I got to see him and his awesome family at halftime tonight. You will not be sorry. If you are looking for a financial advisor, someone to help you be wise with your money, with the resources that you have, reach out to Marc. You can call him at 407-366-4364, or you can email him. All of his information is going to be in the description below. Again, Marc is a great guy. He wants what's best for you. And it doesn't matter if you have $1 bajillion in your bank account or if you're young and you're just starting and you're trying to figure out what to do with this money thing that everyone is talking about these days. Marc is the guy to reach out to. And maybe it's not you. Maybe it's your parents, your grandparents. Maybe you hear them talking about needing help with their money. I want you to think about Marc.Abraham, diehard Magic fan. And if nothing else, just give him a call and talk about Magic basketball. I'm sure he'd enjoy that too. So big shout out to Marc and Thrivent for sponsoring the show. We're super pumped to be partnering with them all season long. Wow, guys. What a game. First off, I'm exhausted and I didn't even play. This whole new fast-paced thing is crazy. Like, I don't mean that in a bad thing. It's going to take some getting used to, but the pace is so different from what we've been used to in the Paolo Banchero, Jamal Mosley era, right? It was just so different, just lightning back and forth and back and forth. And so that's going to take some getting used to, but it was very fun. Again, Magic win 125-121. Magic shot the three ball well, at least, what was it, 38%? I mean, compared to last season, that's just night and day. And so you'll take that as well. But it was a little closer than I think most of us wanted or most of us expected. And so that's not ideal. But again, at this point in the season, I'm not going to complain too much about it. A win is a win, and you'll take it, especially over Miami, to start the season. I want to remind you, best way to get involved in the show is the Super Chat. If you want a guarantee that your message is going to be read, Super Chat is the way to go. By the way, there's a bajillion of you with us tonight. There's over 200 of you with us on YouTube and even more over on X. So thank you so much for being here tonight. If you're watching this live or watching it later, please hit the like button. It helps other Magic fans find this content. Let's go to the chat. Let's see what we got. We'll hit a few of these here. And then later in the show, we'll go through the box score. We'll go through the scores around the league. And just like we do on every show, we'll go through the standings, even though, there's only one game played. We're still going to do it because that's what we do on this show. All right, to the top of the chat we go. I'm going to hit as many of these as I can. There's not going to be any way I'm going to get to all of them because there's so many of you here today. But yeah, we got Warp says, get on the Bane train. Jonathan says, play the song. Well, it's tradition. The first person to say play the song, we have to do it after a win. So let's see. Whether you're sitting in the car at Geico Garage, waiting to get out of the garage, or you're sitting at home, or wherever you are, let's all enjoy this beautiful song. Let's go. You love it. We talked about on the last show how many times are we gonna play the song this season. One down. We just got a super chat from Michael Martin. He says 3 guys with 20-plus points each. That works. First off, thank you, Michael Martin, for that. Thank you for being a member of the channel as well. And yeah, how about the balance? 24 for Franz, 24 for Paolo, 23 for Desmond. You could not ask for anything better when it comes to the balance of your new quote-unquote big 3. And so, yeah, super happy with that. We'll go, like I said, go through the box score in a little bit and go through some of their numbers. But yeah, you cannot be mad at that balance. That's exactly what we're looking for. Love to see that. Lots of play the songs I see in the chat. Oh my gosh, Brian says Bane already scored more tonight than KCP did all last year. Rip. Yeah. Here's something else I'll say before we go to the rest of the chat. I forgot. There's a couple things I need to mention. Tonight after this, Jonathan and I will record tomorrow's episode of the Sixth Man Show, our podcast that comes out every Monday and Thursday. So we'll talk about some more in-depth stuff. Like you mentioned KCP, I'm going to talk about KCP and Gary Harris and Cole Anthony on the show. Not in a negative sense, but comparing and contrasting what those guys did tonight versus what our new guys did tonight. Not all positive, not all negative, just to compare. And honestly, I don't even know how those guys have done since halftime. I only saw their scores at halftime. But if you're interested in that, you want to tune into that. The other thing is, right now, as we speak, our guy Christian is outside of Kia Center interviewing fans, and that video will come up super late tonight or early in the morning as well. So be on the lookout for all that on our YouTube channel. Let's go. Ross Holder says, buzzing. The boys are back, and I'm back in the 3 a.m. crew. Suggs is next level. Let's go. Let's go, Ross. Appreciate you tuning in from all the way on the other side of the world. Appreciate that. Warp 10 says, I miss Jalen so much, man. Wow. Let me tell you, Jalen. I don't know that I've mentioned, I was at the game tonight. I've never gotten out of Kia Center that fast. Like I sprinted to my car and went way too fast on the road. But anyway, I made it. Being in the building and seeing Jalen was just a different level of energy tonight. And I don't mean playing on the court, which he has energy. But you should have, I don't know how much you can see it on the broadcast, but between plays, moments where there was, dead space, basically, not when the ball was in action, but between plays, constantly getting the crowd into it. He was getting the crowd quiet on the Wendell free throws. I mean, nonstop engagement with the rim. And then you add to it, I'm sure they showed this on the broadcast. If they missed it, then I'm sorry you missed it. When he drew the charge there late in the fourth quarter, and the Miami bench was debating whether they were going to challenge it, and then they were very adamant that they were going to challenge it. Jalen Suggs walks halfway over to the bench and is like, yeah, just borderline taunting them. Yeah, go ahead and challenge it. Yeah, you challenge it. And then, which was, it was dicey. It was a dicey call. It could have gone the other way. I think it was the correct call, but it wasn't like blatantly obvious. And so I was hoping I wasn't going to regret it. And sure enough, I should have never second guessed Jalen. But all I had to say, I missed him too. So glad to have him back. And I know he's just buzzing. Like he had the time of his life out there tonight. And he played well for the most part as well. Other than the start. Jalen's start was not great. Those back-to-back fouls on basically either the first two or two out of the first three possessions, not great. But outside of that, he got in the flow of the game pretty well. There's 257 of you Magic Maniacs hanging out with us live on YouTube right now. Appreciate you being here. Let's keep going through some of this chat. Brett says, Tyus Jones with a -17 in a 4-point win. Yeah, if you could pick out a not so bright spot from tonight, Tyus Jones is on the list and he might be at the top. Didn't blow me away. The thing you expect from Tyus based on his experience and his pedigree and all those things is a little bit of an elevated version of Corey Joseph. If you remember Corey Joseph last year, it's just like he's going to be a steady guy. He's not going to make a lot of mistakes. He's just going to do what he's supposed to do. And tonight, Tyus just wasn't great. He didn't do what he was supposed to do. 0-4 from the field, including 0-3 from 3. Had 2 turnovers and 3 assists. Just not great. Not great. I'm not worried about it. Long way to go. And the other, I'll add this too. Sorry. The other thing I noticed, the offense just felt different when Tyus was on the floor, and not in a great way. Not worried about it, but I think it's worth noting, like you said, Brett. It's a good point. Jay says Jace over Tyus. Yeah, Jace Richardson does not play tonight. That is going to be a talking point for sure. Jolly GSG says Jalen needs to sign a lifetime contract. You know what's funny? I think if the Magic They can't do that. That's not how the NBA works. But in the theory that you're presenting, if the Magic slid a lifetime contract across the desk to Jalen, I think he signs it instantly. He loves this city, loves this fan base, and wants nothing more than, he actually said it just this week. If you watch I think it was on the All Access that the Magic put out yesterday. He says all he wants is to bring this city places it's never been. Do things for this city that they've never had before, aka win championships. Let's go. Love that. Jolly also says, let's go Bronze Franz. Tristan was outstanding tonight. He was so good. So good, Tristan, on both ends. 3 of 5 from 3, 16 points, played some outstanding defense as well. Just terrific stuff. Shout out, Tristan. All right, got to skip through some of these. Again, there's 270 of you here. Insanity. You guys are crazy, and I love it. Love every second of it. Views from Central Florida says, Franz, Paolo, Bane, Suggs, what a main four. Carter did not disappoint. It was a scrappy, messy game, but we love that. Got to tighten up for all the chips, though. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. First game of the season, there's going to be some rust. There's going to be some things that, the team can improve. And that's true of all 30 teams, right? Even you think about the games last night. If you were able to watch the games last night, those are some of the best teams in the league. And they were not perfect. Even OKC had some problems last night. It's early season. Stuff's going to have to be worked out. But there was a lot of good, especially with your big three tonight. And even that, though, like Paolo, I would say Paolo wasn't elite tonight. Like, very good. Don't get me wrong. But, like, we know what Paolo can do. And he had room for improvement tonight. And that's gonna come with time. It's gonna come with time with each other, more conditioning and all those things. But yeah, we'll see. All right, let's see what else we got here from the chat. B Dill says 1-0. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, B Dill. Love to see it. 1-0. Ernesto says the Hawks are losing to the Raptors by 21. Sheesh. I have not looked at the scoreboard across the NBA. I know at one point the Pistons were losing to the Bulls by 20 as well. And so here in a little bit, we will go through the scores around the league and see how the Eastern Conference is shaking out. Kevin says Heat and Hawks losses tonight. What a great night to be a Magic fan. You love to see it. Magic face Atlanta on Friday. So if the Hawks do end up losing this game, obviously they're going to be looking for a bounce back on Friday in Orlando at Kia Center. Colin says the offense looks so good. It's so different. It's just so different. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just hard, just especially, sitting there tonight in the room, watching these guys just go back and forth and put up so many shots. And I mean, we had 69 points at the half. Like, that's end of third quarter stuff for the Magic in the last few seasons. And we had it at halftime. It's just totally different. Totally different. I see instantly we just got a super chat from Gabe Gaines. Says, this is a new era for sure. Play the song. Thank you so much for that super chat, Gabe. Really, really appreciate it. It is a new era. If there was any doubt about that, there's no doubt anymore. Tonight was like the launch of this new era with the new logo and the jerseys and the new experience in the room, the video boards and new PA announcer and all those things. And not to mention on the court, adding Desmond Bane and on and on and on. Totally new era. And it feels different. It just feels different. And in the best way possible. Love that. Nicky Nunu says, play the song. T-Mac says, great game. Rael says, Bane with the best Magic debut ever. That's a good one. That is a good one. It would take me some time to rack my memory and go through things like that. Steve Francis. For those of you that have been around a long time, Steve Francis' debut in 2004 was electric. I don't remember his numbers, but I remember he hit the game-winning layup against Milwaukee. That's got to be up there. I'm sure, like I said, it would take me some time to think about it, but that's a really good question. Maybe Jonathan and I will talk about that on the podcast on tomorrow's episode. Stay tuned to that. No promises, but maybe. That's a really good question. Christian spamming the new Kevin emoji. Yeah, look at that. Unfortunately, it doesn't pop up on my software for you, but yeah, if you want emojis like that, become a member of the channel. Oh, by the way, speaking of that, I noticed a few of you in the last episode were saying it costs $6.99, and some of you were saying it's $4.99. I found out why this is. If you're on a computer, it's the price it's supposed to be, $4.99, $5 a month. If you're joining from your phone, it's $6.99. Why? That's the Apple tax. It has to go through Apple to get to YouTube, and Apple adds on their tax. So if you want to get it at the $5 a month, join on your computer. Then once you pull up your phone, you're still a member. It's not like you can only watch it from your phone or from your computer. Join on your computer, watch it on your phone, then you're good to go. It's dumb. I know. It's crazy what things are like in 2025, but whatever. I don't make the rules. Janine, dear friend who I got to see tonight at the game, just popped in as I'm waiting to get out of the garage to say, what a freaking game. Let's go Magic. Absolutely, Janine. What a freaking game. I just got a super chat from Luis Rosario. Says, that felt like a Game 7, 1995 to 2009, or and 2009 vibes. It was very good. And I'll add, I know we're going to talk about this on the podcast on Thursday show. The balance of Magic to Heat fans was different. It was much improved. Wasn't perfect. Still Heat fans, but that's to be expected. The balance was great. And the balance of noise was also great. Leave it to Miami fans, though, to be dead silent through 2.5 quarters. And then in the third quarter, they have that little bit of run. And all of a sudden, they start cheering and chanting and stuff. Because they're front runners. I mean, that's Miami sports for you. Front runners. But credit to the Magic fans, because every time that happened, Magic fans rose in voice to drown it out, which you love to see. Love to see it. Rael says DB3 was definitely worth the pick. So far, so good. So far, so good. Don says, my only complaint about tonight, and I think it will happen before too long, but I'd like to see Jace get the Tyus minutes. But other than that, and not great defense, tonight is a win is a win. Yeah, I agree. The Tyus thing is going to be interesting. Because didn't think he played the best in preseason. And then he turns around and plays like this in the season opener. We'll see. We'll definitely have to wait and see. Time will tell with Tyus. Ooh, that's a nice alliteration. Time will tell with Tyus. Let's go. Oh, man. Let's see what else we got here. Man says, don't like this pace. I don't blame you. It's jarring to go from what we've been experiencing for the last 3 years to that. It's a totally new experience. And I think there's just going to be growing pains. If this is the direction we're going, which I don't think it's a bad move, right? Like we've needed offense desperately. And what I also loved about it was, yes, the Magic pushed the pace a lot, but they still had several possessions of lockdown Magic defense. Several of them. I think of the 5-second violation. I think of multiple turnovers forced. I think of Jalen Suggs just absolutely hounding two different guys on 2 different occasions, forcing steals. Those kinds of things. Desmond Bane diving, getting the stop, diving for the loose ball. Those kinds of stops still happened. It was less frequent, but those things still happened. But again, I'm with you. Not that I don't like it, but I think it's really going to take some getting used to. It really, really is. For us and for the team, I think. I think so. Jalen Lawson says, Arena was electric tonight. Jalen got us in it in the fourth. Exactly, yeah. He was hyping up the crowd all night long. It was really, really fun. Brett says the pace was rough at first, but got better. Franz and Desmond's game is really suited by the faster pace. Hope we can figure out a way to suit Paolo too. Man, Franz was getting several runouts. Was the third quarter, I think, maybe? He had like 2 or 3 in a row. Very impressive. Nikki Nunu with a super chat. Thank you for this. Says, I am Matt Browning. If you know, you know. If you know about Matt Browning, then you are an OG who's been around this show for quite a long time. Nesto says, who was worried about Bane? Not so worried now. Not so worried now. Love that. El Mexico, good to see you tonight, brother. Says, my man Kevin making the trek. Bro, you should have seen me. So I sat right behind, not right behind, I think it was 2 rows behind El Mexico tonight. But yeah, I snuck my way all the way to the edge of my row as the game was, getting close. Actually, the Wendell free throws. That's when I did it. And then the second, when he made the fourth, and then Miami came the other way, bam, took that 3. As soon as it missed, I went beelining up the stairs and beelining to the garage and sped out of there so I can get over here and get the show started ASAP for the Magic Maniacs. We really, really appreciate it. I want to remind you really fast, this show is brought to you by Thrivent, brought to you by Marc Abraham, who is a financial advisor with Thrivent and also a die-hard Orlando Magic fan. Season ticket holder as well, sits in section 118. If you are looking to get some advice, some wise counsel on how to handle your money, whether it's a lot of money or a little bit of money, Marc Abraham is the guy for you. You can give him a call at 407-366-4364 or get all the information you need in the description of this YouTube video or of this podcast. And yeah, definitely reach out to him. Again, if for nothing else, he's just a diehard Magic fan and loves helping people figure out things to do with their money. And the consultation call, free. So there's no risk involved. You call him, he can consult you on, the situation that you might be in, and you guys can come up with a plan thereafter. Yeah, big shout out to Mark for sponsoring the show. Big shout out to his family. Got to see them at halftime. Yeah, awesome people. From one Kevin to another, Kevin says, Kevin, let's go. Magic win. Yes, you love to see that. Love to see it. Michael Martin says, TDS was really good too. Yeah, we talked about him a second ago. Tristan was he was so good. He was really, really good tonight, man. I've seen a couple people mention this Sixth Man Show on TV. I actually got someone was texting about that. If anyone knows more about this, let me know in the chat because I've just seen rumblings about this and I don't know all the specifics. So if you know the specifics, please put them in the chat and I'll read them in a second. All right. Did I miss a super chat? No. Okay. Yeah. If you want to get your comment read for sure on the show, super chats are the way to do that. Before we go to the box score, which we're about to do, want to let you guys know we have our first watch party coming up. So if you are local to Central Florida and you want to come out and join other Magic fans to watch an away game, a road game, this Monday is going to be our first watch party of the year. It's going to be at Tin Roof, which is 8371 International Drive in Orlando. Monday's game, is that Philly? I don't have the schedule in front of me. For some reason in my head, it's Philly, but that might not be right. Hold on, let me pull this up. It is the first road game of the season. It is Philly. Let's go, Kevin. Let's go, me. Proud of myself. Just kidding. Monday, first road game of the season in Philadelphia. Watch party at Tin Roof on iDrive. Join us for that. So Wavy says the refs were calling everything on us. It felt that way, especially early on. That was tough. I mean, they were calling everything. Really, really tough. Okay, let's do this. Let's take a break from the chat. Let's go look at the box score. Let's go look at, we'll start with the box score first. Oh, wait, I need to pull this up so that we can actually see it. All right, let's go to the box score now. All right, first off, Franz, carried this team through stretches of this game. 24 points for him, 9 of 17 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3. Franz shot 40% from 3. Love to see it. 4 boards, 6 assists for him as well. Wow. 2 steals, only 2 turnovers. Did have those 5 fouls, but a couple of those were pretty terrible. Terrible calls. We got Paolo, 24 and 11 for him. Also had a block. I went 7 of 17 from the field. Not the best, most efficient shooting night for him tonight, but only 2 turnovers. I've said it many times on the show. I look at combined Paolo and Franz turnovers as a major metric for how successful the Magic will be on a night. Tonight, they combined for 4 turnovers. 4 turnovers and a combined 70 minutes for them. You will take that every single time. Great games from Paolo and Franz. Wendell tonight cooled off a little bit from the really hot preseason, but 9 points, 8 boards for him. Had some gigantic offensive. He had 5 offensive rebounds, and some of them were just, there's rebounds and then there's rebounds. He had some rebounds tonight, some just manly, physical rebounds, which we saw a couple of those down the stretch as well. Desmond Bane, we've talked about him a lot. 23 points for him. Not super efficient from inside the 3-point line. Had a couple questionable shot decisions. Some shots you expect him to make that he didn't knock down. I'm not too worried about that, but 3 of 7 from 3, that's what you love to see. Made all 6 of his free throws. You can add 4 boards and 3 assists and 2 blocks as well. Jalen Suggs, welcome back. Missed one shot on the night, 6 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3, 14 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals. Just electric from Jalen. And only in 16 minutes, by the way, 14 points in 16 minutes. His first stint, we talked about it a second ago, not great. Gets those 2 fouls really fast. His second stint, when he came back the first time, was otherworldly. I mean, he just went crazy. In a relatively very short stint, right? He's not playing a lot of minutes, but the time that he was out there, he was very impactful the first time he came back. And then obviously down the stretch of the game, very impactful as well. So obviously very glad to have Jalen back. Tyus, we talked about him already quite extensively tonight. Did not score, 0 of 4 from the field, including 0 of 3 from 3. And I think at least 2 of those were wide open. Got to see him hit one of those. Did add 3 assists as well, but had 2 turnovers. So, yeah, we talked about it earlier, but a minus 17 for Tyus in a 4-point game. Not great. Love to see him bounce back on Friday. J.I. only plays 7 minutes tonight. I have not seen the post-game press conferences. I have not heard why that is. I don't know if that was a coaching decision. I don't know if there was some kind of injury. I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on that. AB tonight, 23 minutes for him, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 of 2 from 3. It was a fine AB night. Had a couple good defensive stops. Goga, I thought Goga was really good. Just 18 minutes, but 8 points and 8 boards with, is that 4 assists? Yeah, 4 assists in 18 minutes. There was one possession he brought the ball up the court. I don't know if you saw it. I was screaming out point Goga because he brought the ball up the length of the floor. It was great. And then the man of the hour off the bench tonight, Tristan, my goodness gracious, 16 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. The way he has shot the ball this summer for Germany and then preseason for us and now game 1 of the regular season, when he launches it, I just feel like it's going in every time. I feel like it's going in every time. It just feels like a guarantee. He is that hot right now shooting the basketball. So shout out Tristan for that. All right, some team stats here. Oh, my gracious. That was close. Team stats here. Magic win the second and fourth quarters. That fourth quarter, you outscore them by 5, and the second quarter, you outscore them by 5. So let's see. Points in the paint, 56 for the Magic to 44 for Miami. Magic have 23 fast break points. Felt like more in some ways, but Miami led by as many as 12. So you got to give the Magic credit for just staying in this game, sticking to their principles, and ultimately it pays off. Magic did have 15 turnovers. It felt like more to me. I felt like we had 20. But one of the big differences, though, the Magic capitalized better on the turnovers than Miami, which is rare. Miami is a very good team, typically converting off turnovers. Magic turned the ball over 15 times. Miami scored only 16 points off of those. Miami turned the ball over 17 times, and the Magic scored 25 points off turnovers. 10 lead changes and 13 ties. This was a very entertaining game. Too entertaining for our comfort level, I think. I think a lot of Magic fans expected this to be a much more comfortable win, especially when you consider Tyler Hero being out and they're missing. I think they're missing one more person. I can't remember off the top of my head. But regardless, I think Magic fans would have expected a little more comfortable win. And so, but hey, like we said earlier, a win is a win. All right, I've totally lost my place in the chat. That's unfortunate. We will. I'll try to do as best I can. Getting caught up here with some of these. I am not reading that. That is okay. Yeah, that's a little bit crazy. Okay, let's see. Colin says need Jace minutes. I think it's only a matter of time. We've said this before that Jamal Mosley's track record is not playing rookies unless he has to. It's just been the way it is. You think about Anthony Black. Anthony Black, his rookie season, doesn't play. There's all these injuries. He's forced to play him, and he plays well. He plays really well. Then once the guys come back, we all assumed, hey, AB has earned his place in the rotation, and it didn't happen. All the guys came back. AB was relegated to the bench. Last season, similar, not quite the same, but similar, with the Franz and Paolo injuries and all the other injuries. Tristan gets thrown to the spotlight. Then late in the season, Tristan, I don't remember Tristan being a totally not played. That's terrible English, but like AB was. but he certainly didn't get the same type of run. And then tonight, yeah, Jace doesn't play at all. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Tyus is going to have to play better because Jace is absolutely knocking on the door for sure. For sure. Goodness gracious, there are 307 of you joining us right now live on YouTube and many, many more over on X. Thank you guys so much for being here. What a fun start to the season. A little bit sweaty, but a fun start to the season. If this is your first time with us, we're the Sixth Man Show. We put out podcasts and Orlando Magic content nonstop, 12 months out of the year. This is our live post-game show on YouTube after each and every game. And also, tomorrow morning, you will get an episode of the Sixth Man Show podcast with Jonathan Osborne and myself. We'll talk a little more in depth about this game and the experience and all those things. And then also, you'll get the Sixth Fan Show late tonight as well. Christian is outside Key Center. He's probably done by now, but interviewing fans, getting their thoughts on tonight's game. All right, let's see. The Only Hero says, I'm so bummed. Was on call today and missed the entire game. Going to watch the re-air later tonight. Saw the stats. Tristan looked like he killed it. Jones' stat lines looks terrible. Oh, it's Tyus Jones. Sorry. Forgot. Tyus Jones' stat lines looks terrible. How did he look? Yeah, to answer your question, Only Hero, Tristan was great. Tyus was the dark spot over this team tonight. Not that he, derailed this team, I don't think, but he wasn't good. You want to make a good first impression in your first game, and didn't quite happen. Scott says, Franz to AB alley-oop. Bookmark that for Jam Hot Chicken Jam of the Year. That was beautiful. There's a couple of them. I mean, think about the fact that tonight, the first points of the season was a dunk from Wendell. But yeah, just the gentle floating lob from Franz. Work of art. Just a thing of beauty. It was very, very fun. Very fun. Colin says, am I crazy or did Franz 3-ball look smoother? It looked good. I mean, he shot 40%. And it looked good for me. Derek says, Matty World Peace was on TV. Yeah, I saw a couple people add it here later in the chat. I need to see that. I need to see that later for sure. Do you believe, and says, always good to get a W against those guys. Take Kevin's lead and only give Miami the lowercase mentions they deserve. Yeah. I capitalize Miami, I lowercase Heat. Proper noun, Miami. Heat, not so proper. Not so proper for me. Ty says, Apple L, I got Android, only paid $5. Oh, that's good to know. Okay. So if you want to become a member of this channel, and you're on an Android device, it is the $5. That is good to know. Good to know. Love that. Kevin says, I joined a Heat post-game show after the game and was about to pop a blood vessel. They're over there talking about the Magic are 6 seed at most. Okay, that's fine. They'll see. It's fine. T-Max says, Wendell had great minutes. It's a different type of good Wendell minutes than we saw in preseason, but I tend to agree. Offensively, he missed at least a couple open threes. Oh, just one, excuse me. 0 of 1 from 3. I thought he took 2 corner threes, but maybe just one. And you like to see, it's just part of his game. You'd like to see him be open and knock down open threes. Not a ton. 1 or 2 a game would be great. But, I mean, you can't argue with the physicality. He has to deal with Bam Adebayo all night, right? I mean, that's one of the most physical players in the league, even though he's become quite the flopper, by the way. I mean, Bam Adebayo he's built. Like, he's a big guy. He doesn't need to be out there flopping to try to get calls. It really bothers me. But, yeah, I thought Wendell was very, very... He was a good glue guy tonight. He really, really was. All right. Last couple thoughts here from the chat before we go check out the scores from around the league. Yeah, several of you saying Matty World Peace was on TV tonight, which is very cool. I think Ben might have been on there as well, which you'd love to see. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Jake Curb says Matty World Peace and Ben with the TV spot tonight at the end of the game. Which channel? Was it Wesh? I saw Wesh was out there. At least pregame they were out there. Yeah, someone let me know what channel. I'll have to... And hey, if you have the video, definitely tweet us or DM us on Instagram or something. I want to see that. I want to see that for sure. All right, let's go check out the scores around the league. What are we at time-wise? 36 minutes. Good gosh. We've been doing this a minute. All right, we'll hit these scores. We'll hit the standings. We'll hit the chat one more time, and then we'll call it a night. Okay, scores around the league. Of course, your Orlando Magic win 121-125 over the Miami Heat. Wow, okay. So Detroit has come back. They were down by as many as 20. They've outscored them 30-17 in the fourth quarter. They are down 2 with 34 seconds left. Wow. That's going to be interesting. We'll see if that game goes final while we're still on the show. Let's see. All right, let's see. Pelicans Grizzlies a close game. That's interesting. 115 with 2:26 to go. Holy smokes. The Jazz are up 28 on the Clippers? Is that real life? Oh my gracious. Okay, people are saying FanDuel. They were on FanDuel. Okay, that's exciting. Spurs Mavericks. Everyone's just talking about Cooper Flag. Yawn. Kings Suns. That's early. Blazers Wolves. That's early. So the Knicks did beat the Cavs tonight. Okay. Despite missing a couple key guys, the Knicks pull out the win over the Cavs. Hornets destroy the Nets. The Raptors beat the Hawks by 20. That is wild. The Sixers beat the Celtics. Tyrese Maxey had 40? Good gracious. That's insane. And then the Bucks obviously beat the Wizards. That's not surprising, but only by 13. Would expect them to do better. Raptors Hawks. That's crazy. We beat him by 20. Scotty had 22, 6, and 9. Good for them. Good for him. What a week for Toronto sports, I guess. All right, let's go to the standings. You say, wow, Kevin, are we going to go to the standings after just one game? And to that I say, yeah, we are. That's what we do. Magic in the lead. I'm going to say they're tied for first in the East and tied for first in the league, 1-0. But if you look at point differential, that's interesting. Or even let's do points. Let's do total points because that's the big talking point right now with the Magic, with the pace. They are tied with OKC, fourth in the league, 125 points in game one. And then differential, they are sixth at +4. Again, it's only been 6 registered wins, but stats are stats. Facts are facts. You can't argue with it. All right, last couple thoughts here from the chat tonight before we call it a night. Ty says, common W for Sixth Man Show. Hey, appreciate that. Appreciate everybody for hanging out. Still 315 of you with us here on YouTube. Just absolutely electric stuff tonight. It is very clear this fan base is absolutely fired up for this season and what this season could be. So exciting. So exciting. Definitely leave a like button, by the way, before you leave. Really, really helpful. It's free. Helps the show out. Helps other Magic fans find our content and help us continue to grow this amazing fan community of Magic maniacs. Kevin says Cole had a pretty decent game for the Bucks. Good. I can't wait to go back and check that out. And then let's see. J Curve says, yeah, it's something about the hype around Cooper and Zion. I can't get it. I can tell you, J Curve, what I think contributes to it. It's because we Magic fans sit here and watch the hype around Cooper Flag. You sit here and watch the hype around Victor Wembanyama. You sit here and watch the hype around Zion Williamson. You sit here and watch the hype year after year after year for number one picks, Cade Cunningham. And where was that for Paolo? Where was it for Paolo Banchero? Gone. Nowhere. Non-existent. That's what I think, deep down, what really bothers Magic fans. At least that's what bothers me. It's just ridiculous. But because he puts on this shirt, which, by the way, these jerseys, that room was electric with the all white everywhere and the white on the players. Like it looked great. Looked great. But yeah, that's it. Because he wears this shirt, he doesn't get talked about. It's crazy. Jared Sanchez says Norman Powell was making tough shots on us. Man, they, especially in that first quarter, they were hitting some ridiculous shots. Ridiculous shots. Like, obviously, they had some open looks, but several possessions, we were making them earn it, and they were just knocking down some crazy stuff. But, hey, give them credit. Okay, last thing, got to remind you, new episode of the Sixth Man Show. That's our podcast every Monday and Thursday. That's going to be out tomorrow morning. The Sixth Fan Show, which is our show outside of Key Center after select games involving Magic fans, that's going to be out super late tonight. Be on the lookout for that on YouTube, okay? And then reminder, Monday is our first watch party at the Tin Roof, which is on iDrive in Orlando. Magic going on the road for the first time, playing in Philadelphia against the Sixers. I want to thank all of you for joining us tonight. Very, very grateful to be back. very, very grateful to have Orlando Magic basketball back. I'm very, very grateful for each of you for joining us. Again, whether you're watching it live or watching it later, it means the world that you're here. We love this fan base. We love this community. It's why we do it. And so we want to continue to see it grow. Thanks for being with us tonight. Magic back in action Friday. They host the Atlanta Hawks. That one's going to be interesting. I'll talk to you then. And until then, let's go Magic.